Hey folks, this is Ben Gessel. I'm just stuck in traffic in Seattle, kind of. It's a bit of a backup right now. I'm heading down to my brother's house. And probably won't make this video too long. I've saved some juice on my phone. But yeah, this one's going to be about Africa. Kind of a similar train of thought with what I'm talking about earlier. And again, because I don't know as many people from Africa, I haven't been there, I'm just less familiar with the continent in a way, it probably won't be as long. But on the other hand, I've studied social studies, geography, whatever, quite a bit when I was younger. So in that respect, I know a heck of a lot, but I'd rather dwell on the people side of what we're talking about here a little bit more. But let's start from the north and go south here. More or less northeast to west to south. And in general with Africa, I've been told that it's neither east nor west. It's not if you're talking about Western thought, it's kind of European, and then Eastern thought is Asian. And African thought, I guess you could say, in the humanities and arts, whatever it is really kind of neither. It's we can talk about religions and things before Islam and Christianity, and kind of like the American Indians in a way, we're talking about basically paganism, but African, or well, it's talking about African tribal religion, shamanism, that kind of thing. But whatever it is, it's not like Christianity or and this is all pretty common knowledge. So, but to kind of make this a bit more of a real life kind of thing, I have known some people from West Africa, just not a whole lot of folks. And the biggest thing that I wanted to say right off the bat is, yeah, Afro-American culture is different enough. It's different enough even from West African cultures that it's very distinct. But I can still see some similarities here and there. Sure, we don't have to just talk about the Ashanti and Ghana and stuff. But again, this is kind of an overview first. But essentially, Africa is kind of like, to me, this area of just everybody's a little different here and there and here and there. It's a lot of hidden jungles and stuff. It is a bit safari-ish. It's kind of that explorer kind of mindset I have to Africa. The African safari thing. So it's different, of course, than your really established European civilizations that have all this wealth, and Asian civilizations that have been around since the dawn of time, or Adam and Eve or whatever, I don't know, or at least post flood, but we don't have to get into that stuff right now. So there are ancient cultures in Africa. They're just not quite as well known, I suppose. But starting with Egypt, of course, Egypt is part of that train of thought with Middle East, with Middle Eastern ancient religion, cultures and stuff. And yeah, I know it's changed a lot over time. Personally, I've met only, again, a handful of Egyptians, and we're talking, it's like there's a fair amount of diversity within Egypt alone, even though you think, oh, they're just Egyptian. Well, you have people that are almost like Greek, European-ish, or they're whatever, much more like European looking. And then, of course, the far south, you get more towards Sudan, it's more African. But it's, I tend to have more positive than negative feelings toward Egypt, I guess you could say. And I just don't know a whole lot of folks from Egypt. And, but they're, great folks. The people I have known that are Egyptian are fine, great people, but there's an Egyptian restaurant, I think, in Linwood that I remember going to and talking to. But anyway, let's go on from here. We got 55 nations or so, quite a few to go, and don't want to make this too long. Libya, I just don't know a whole lot about except for Gaddafi or whatever, and it's kind of deserty. Sorry, Libyans, can't say much. Tunisia, same deal, kinda. Tunis, Carthage, I understand that whole thing. Morocco, I've heard a lot of negative things about Moroccans in Europe. I know that they're not all bad boys, but between Moroccans and Algerians, both of them, I've heard a lot of negative stuff. And so I'm trying not to dwell on the negative things, but I know there's a lot of great folks from that area of the world. But, I mean, like, I just think that overall, not a huge fan of at least what's happening in Europe, what I've heard. And it's not very wide scale yet. I won't say what it is I'm talking about exactly, but that's not big. It's basically, it's just a lot of hooliganism, but it's kind of different than that also. But so yeah, I'm not a huge fan, but it's something that's more related to young people in Europe, from that area. Now we're talking about, so that's basically north of Africa. I've known people from Sudan, by the way, and I know it's split in North and South Sudan now. I tend to think very well, actually, of people from Sudan. I just know that there's some religious stuff going on. Eritrea, similar deal. Known actually people from Eritrea. In Ethiopia, I've tended to always feel pretty positive about, very positive about, actually. Somalia, of course. I've actually known some Somalians, and it really is more of a issue with local warlords over there and pirates. And once the Somalians are doing okay, especially the United States, I don't think there's really many issues there. I've always heard pretty good things about Somalians over Minnesota, for instance. So I really do think it's just Somalia itself has got some problems. But, open to other, views of thought there. Okay, so Mauritania, I just don't know anybody from Mauritania, or Western Sahara, whatever. Mali, I've known one gentleman from Mali. Nice guy. It's really hard for Africans to get used to life in the United States, I'll put it that way. And it's really hard. Really, really, really hard, I think, sometimes. But yeah, kind of a general knowledge of folks from there. Chad, I just don't know anybody from Chad or Niger. But I know about those areas for sure. And, yeah, not very, this is, anyway. Yeah, poverty is basically the norm there, but, because everybody's poor, it's okay, it's just, I don't know. I shouldn't get into that. It's kind of an emotional subject. So, okay. Gosh, there's so many countries in Western Africa. Senegal, Ghana, Guinea-Bissau, whatever. Sierra Leone, and Liberia, and Benin, Togo, Ivory Coast. Get the Gambia, right? They're all essentially colonies. Talking about the old European colonies. So I fault Europe for doing that. You can talk about different tribes. I know the tribes in the area, Wolof and the Fulani over in Nigeria. Of course, the Ashanti in Ghana. There's a whole bunch in Nigeria, actually. Yoruba, Efik, Igbo. The Hausa that are bordering in northern Nigeria up to Niger, Chad, whatever. What else more? Niger. I don't know. It's northern Nigeria, and there's a whole heck of a lot of other tribes that are just, I know who they are. Just that I'm also driving right now in Seattle, so. But essentially, if you're talking about West Africa, for the most part, it kind of all blends together, kind of, but it is, like if you've ever seen Roots with Kunta Kinte, played by LeVar Burton, Gives you. Of course, I've also read Things Fall Apart by Chinua Achebe. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing the name. I'm pretty familiar with West African cultures in general, and a lot of people are very cheerful despite not having a whole lot. And I know that if I went to Africa, going to Ghana might be really. I mean, my brother's he's been to Ghana. My younger brother's been to Ghana, and I think Ghana would be one of the places I want to go to. I've heard good things about Cameroon as well. I've only met one lady from Cameroon. Let's see. Anyway, moving into Central Africa and stuff. I know I'm going through this kind of quick. I haven't met anybody from the People's Republic of, basically, the Democratic Republic. No, I'm sorry. There's the Central African Republic, and there's the People's Democratic Republic of Congo, which is it's a new name for Zaire. There's also Congo. You have some shifting governments, a little bit unstable, whatever. I haven't met anybody from these areas really, or Angola or Gabon or Namibia, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Rwanda, Malawi, Uganda, Tanzania. I've met people actually from Kenya though. I can talk about Kenya a little bit, and I know we're talking slimmer, a little shorter. I had a college professor that was from Kenya. She was a very nice lady. But yeah, Ghana and Kenya are two countries I'm a little bit more familiar with as far as Africa is concerned. Mali also, because I know a gentleman from Mali a bit more. Eritrea, I've known folks from Eritrea. And I haven't really met a lot of anybody from nobody from Mozambique or Madagascar. I have met someone from the Maldives. Mauritius. Mauritius, but not Maldives or Comoros or Seychelles or not Cape Verde, or there's some other islands off the coast of Africa I'm thinking of right now. Nobody there, and only people from South Africa I've met are white, basically. So, yeah, I mentioned this video wasn't going to be as long. That's kind of why. I just haven't known as many people from Africa. I can't. Sudan, though, I just kind of like some of the other countries I've met people from Sudan, Somalia, Egypt, Mali, Kenya, Cameroon. But I think it's just, one of these areas of the world, even more so than Central Asia, that is just, we don't really have a lot of folks from these countries in the United States too much, for, I think, fairly obvious reasons, but there's just less of an awareness, I think, of people from these places. Sorry, folks, it's just because there's so few people that we know from these countries. And so we can learn all kinds of things in school and stats and whatever, but it isn't quite as real as when you actually talk to folks from these places. This all being said, I understand this area of the world still needs a lot of help and assistance and things, and it's more, I don't know, not so much, we're not talking so much about Egypt, or, of course, or South Africa. It's everywhere in between, and I just don't, I don't know. I'm gonna leave that some aspects of this topic unsaid for now. For some reason, I feel like Africa's always got the shaft in the world. It seems like I don't know. It's like they always have the hardest stuff they have to go through. They always have the most famines. Like, life is not fair. And for some reason, Africa seems to get a lot of crud headed its way. I don't know why. I totally understand why Africans sometimes want to move out of the continent. It makes a lot of sense to me. It's just, well, it's kind of a sensitive subject in some respects, and so I guess I'll leave it at that. But you can leave your thoughts and comments below. Catch you guys later. Take care.